Hello everybody, Ryan Haley here with Atlantic Shore Sotheby's International Realty coming to you with the Real Estate Market Report, September 19th, 2024. So we kind of have some historic news here that indirectly affects the real estate market and also does affect just the overall economy and people's savings and affordability and inflation. So where we are at is we have an historic time here where yesterday was the first time in 4 years that the Fed decided to reduce the federal funds interest rate. So they reduced the rate 0.5%. Which was, in my opinion, a little bit more than I had expected. I know a lot of the economists, as time had gone on, were anticipating that we may see 0.5 point, but more, I think we're leaning towards that 1/4 point. So we went 0.5 point. Now, what does that mean? Well, for mortgage rates, you have to keep in mind, mortgage rates are not directly tied to the Fed. They're indirectly tied to the Fed. So it certainly helps us on the mortgage rate side. But a lot of the anticipation leading up to the Fed doing this was already in place, and you'll hear this term that mortgage rates and the reduction in mortgage rates were already baked in with the idea the Fed was going to be doing this. They were already planning on it. So what we've seen is our interest rates currently, as of today, are sitting at 6.15%. That is the average 30-year fixed for a conventional loan across the entire United States. So 6.15 is actually up a little bit today over what it was yesterday. And that's kind of what the anticipation was, that, regardless of what the Fed did, the mortgage rates were already baked in and they had already planned for this. So interest rates are up a tad today over what they were yesterday. But I want to point out to you that the mortgage rates have already been falling, and they've been falling for quite some time. The last 13 weeks in a row, we've seen this steady decline of rates. And if you recall, last year at this time, we were almost at 8%, where today we're in the low 6s. And if you had a $400,000 mortgage, that's like the savings of $375 roughly a month over last year at this time versus today for that same $400,000 mortgage. So that is huge savings that we've already seen. Now, most economists are predicting that we will gradually see some more reductions in mortgage interest rates and that the Fed will continue to reduce rates as well. But we are not going to see 2%, 3%, even 4% mortgage rates anytime soon. So if you're a buyer, I would take advantage of the fact that we have seen this great decrease in rates already. And if you see some of that inventory, you see something that looks good, go ahead and jump on it. So I know I kind of started off with the mortgage piece. I usually end with the mortgage rate piece, but I wanted to make sure we touched on it as it is such a historic time. First time in 4 years that we've seen the Fed actually change policy a little bit and start their decreasing of interest rates. So what is going on in the real estate market? Well, you've heard us talk about mortgage rates, you've heard us talk about inventory, and inventory is up nationwide about 30%. Well, we've continued to see that trend here in the fall, which is great news for the buyers. Currently, in the last 7 days here in Worcester County, we had 73 new properties come on the market, while we had 51 go under contract during that period of time. Total actives, Worcester County, 619, and we're selling at a pace of 186 a month. That gives us 3.3 months supply in Worcester County. Wicomico County, in the last week, we had 37 new listings hit the market, while we had 29 go under contract. Countywide, 220 total actives, and we're selling 97 a month. That gives us 2.26 months supply. That's up just a tick there in Wicomico County. Finally, in Sussex County, 204 new listings in the last week, while we had 164 go under contract during that period of time. 1,860 total active listings in Sussex County, and we're selling at a pace of 594 a month. That gives us 3.1 months supply in Sussex County. So for all 3 counties in the last week, we've added inventory. This is good news, once again, as it kind of helps to balance out the overall market. Should you have any questions about the buying opportunities this fall and the sellers who want to take advantage of a few more buyers in the marketplace with these lower rates, let's have a conversation. It'll be my pleasure to assist in any way that I can. Thank you again for tuning in. Please like and share this with your friends, and we'll see you next week with another edition of the Real Estate Market Report.